Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a look at Woodz Behang. This is, I believe the English title of the song is Stray, but I looked it up, and apparently Behang is Korean for flight. I'm not really sure why the song is called Stray, if the word means flight, unless it's one of those words that has multiple meanings. Um, this is what happens when you don't actually know Korean. So my bad, guys. But I did look it up just to try. Was not very successful in finding the answer, unless I did find the answer, and then I don't know why we have two different conflicting titles. But with that being said, if you want to see the reaction to this song, it is over on the Jeff Reacts 12 main page. But this is the video where I will take a closer look at the actual lyrics and my interpretation of them. So let's go ahead and get to it. Ooh. Okay, so right out of the gate, we're opening with incredible energy. For me personally, screaming is not my thing, so this already is not going to be my favorite song, I can tell. But, like I said, I do love the energy. Some of my favorite, like, Western bands that incorporate screaming into their vocals, like Story of the Year, Bullet for My Valentine, Breaking Benjamin, you know, I can't listen to the tracks where they do a lot of screaming very often. I listen to more of their melodic stuff. So while I'm loving the energy that we're already coming out with, and it's also very like screamo pop punk coded. So that combined with what I saw when I did the reaction already tells me this is kind of like either a song that's going to be full of rage towards people who look down on him, or it's going to be, him, speaking out against his hardships. We'll find out what the answer actually is as we get into the song, but those are what I'm getting both from the title, what I remember from the reaction, and just the energy and like scream filled intro. Got a little bit of this hard rock going. So mind you, I told this to give it to me in English, and it's still just giving me translated Korean. But apparently translated, at least according to this page, that actually does mean flying or flight. So yeah, okay. Love the darkness to that guitar work there. Okay, yeah, this is basically the haters. Look at that confidence, just delivering this laying down. That line and the energy in the chorus is really interesting to me because it's so distorted and like full of not just energy, but like I'm not even sure what to call it, but like because it's so energetic and like sped up, it's almost like there's like a really, really quick echo to the track there, but it's hard to make out individual words that he's saying when it's doing that. Okay, so real quick, as per usual, the translated page that I'm using is going to be a bit different from the subtitles. So there's going to be like some little nuances that might get lost. So if I miss anything for that reason, I apologize. Sometimes I do try to compare them by going through the video, but I don't know that I'm going to do that this time unless there's something that just really catches my eye. But verse one, you can't control me. I'm flying far away. So that, all right, explains the title, Behang, as it relates to its literal translation. It doesn't explain why the song, the English title of the song is Stray, uh, unless he's just, when it says flying far away, implying that like he's leaving home, like he doesn't have a home to call his own. That's what a stray would be, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Are you mad that I'm standing as myself? If everything you say is right, then sure, I get it. Say your name and everyone will know. So that part I actually do remember seeing, and it was not that here. Yeah, man, I'm getting really good at figuring out where to click on some of these videos. Uh, the line right there, if everything you say is, if everything you spit out is the truth, then everyone would know your name already. So I guess he might be talking to people who are not just looking down on him, but thinking that they are superior to him. Like if if everything you're saying is true, like if you're as good as you say you are, and you're better than me, or you your way of doing things is more correct than mine, whatever, then wouldn't you be the famous one? Like everybody would know you, right? But nobody knows you. uh, I'm not a sucker. Yeah, I've got my backbone. So like I'm not gonna just fall for anything. And also in this particular case, it's like I'm not gonna take advice from someone who's never been there. It's kind of like if you play a sport and you have a coach, and your coach, let's say you have two coaches, right? You have, I don't know, your head coach and your assistant coach. And let's say your head coach knows the game, right? He knows the ins and outs very well. Uh that's how he got the job. But your assistant coach used to actually play ball, played the position that you're playing, and knows exactly the techniques that you need to use. Maybe doesn't know the entire big picture of the game as well, but knows your job like perfectly. Typically speaking, you're going to listen to that guy when it comes to improving your technique. That's why you have position coaches like in football and such. The head coach is responsible for the game planning and the big picture, while the individual coaches are responsible for improving you. Um, and the idea is that they've been there before. Or let's take another sports example. You've got your coach. You've got two head coaches, same level, apples to apples, that you can play for, and you're choosing which one you want to play for. You can play for the guy who knows the game, or you can play for the guy who played the game and who's been to the top, won championships as a player before, and knows how to handle it. Most people, unless Coach A has some big like resume building thing that Coach B didn't have, most people are going to take Coach B because he played the game. So in this case, I feel like Woodz is talking about that sentiment. Like, I'm not a sucker. I'm not going to listen to someone who has never found that kind of success. Like, why would I change what I do for someone who no one knows? Um, Mixing in lies again, falling into that pit. Let's see what he. Let's see. Mixing lie after lie, back into that pit. Okay, so that was pretty close. Pre-chorus, yeah, I'm heading down the wrong path. Yeah, I'm worse than I was yesterday. Uh, I don't think he's actually saying, like, yes, I'm actively heading down the wrong path and I'm worse than I was yesterday. I think he's mocking the people talking to him. Like, yeah, I know. I'm worse than I was yesterday. Oh, I'm going on the wrong path, blah, blah, blah. I think that's the idea or the concept that he's working with when he says that line. Could be wrong. He could be just openly admitting that he's going down the wrong way, but Oh, he seems like he's doing pretty darn well for himself. I don't feel like that would be his MO here, but all right. Uh but then the next two lines, but there's one thing you don't know, your love is following me. Um so in the subtitles we've got even what you admire ends up following me. So you might look down on me, but the things that you look up to, they look up to me. So, like, stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Um, but if you take it as your love is following me, which obviously is quite different, this is one of those big nuance changes here. But if you take it as like your love is following me, the way I take that line is like if you heard the song "K Bye" from Kiss of Life, uh, there's a line. It's like you don't like me, then why? And I think it says something like, "Then why do you wish me luck and love all the time in your mind all the time?" Uh, Basically, like if you hate me, then why are you always talking about me, and why are you always following me? And I think that would be the right idea or mindset to take that line with. Could be wrong, and I could be off on all of this, but I think just based on, again, the energy and the aggression that he's got with the delivery and the screams and some of these lyrics, I think I'm at least on the right track. Especially because coming up here in the chorus, this man's going to drop the word bastards like twice. So the chorus is, I'm the right answer. Everything you do is twisted. Let me just check. Is that close to what he says here? Yeah, okay. So if he's the right answer, basically he's confident with how he's doing things. He knows what he's doing. Everything you do is twisted. Kind of goes back to the lies that were being told, or maybe they're just telling him what they think he should do and he doesn't agree. Actually, yeah, that's exactly it, because the next line is, everything you do is wrong. Not even just like different, but just straight up wrong. That's why you're so mean. Was okay, that's better. I didn't feel like mean fit there. Everything you do is wrong. That's why you're messed up. Um, yeah, that makes more sense. Oh, bastards clicking their tongues. That's that that expression of disappointment. Um, the more you do that, the more I'll step on you and fly far away. Bastards can't be helped. I can't change my temperament. I'm very different from you. So yeah, the more you do, the farther I'll fly over you. So the more you sit there and look down on me and think like how I do it isn't the right way, the more you focus on me and trying to put me down, the more I'm just going to end up succeeding more than you, because you're wasting your time and energy. Like, I don't have time for you bastards. Uh my nature won't change. I'm nothing like you. And then we've got the be hang post chorus again. Okay, verse 2. We'll just go ahead and read it off of here. Check you out, stubborn as hell. Oh. So it's almost like he's in a like a mocking way. He's like admiring how stubborn they really are, sticking to their guns. Like, check you out, like, you stubborn as hell looking at. Like he's not actually complimenting them or anything, but it's like a mock compliment. At least that's how I read it or hear it. I don't know how to turn back, crashing into everything, full speed ahead. Hey, no, we use this expression a lot: all gas, no brakes. So if he doesn't know how to turn back, like he doesn't know how to slow down or put it in reverse, like it's just straightforward. Whether it's the right path or not, it's his path. breaking apart, then putting myself back together. That actually reminds me of the song we recently did from him, and I don't remember the name of it, but it was when he was in the room, looked at the concrete walls, and part of the lyrics were talking about like running through the wall, and then only to be greeted with yet another wall that's even bigger on the other side of it. I relate this to that line or those lines because this gives me the idea of him, running into the wall trying to push through obstacles, and even if it hurts him, even if it breaks him, he puts himself back together and gets ready to take on the next obstacle again. Um, Before long, my ego's turned to steel, meaning, he's confident in himself. He's not going to let anything or anyone break him. And steel, obviously, steel can be melted or broken, but it's much harder than, bones and sinew and such. So my ego turned to steel is just saying my ego has been very hardened and I'm assured of myself. Yeah, I can't even do the easy things, but you'll never see what I see. Okay, that line perplexes me just a bit. And this is the pre-chorus that we're about to listen to, so I'll have to back up just a bit. But when he says, "Yeah, I can't even do the easy things," like, on one hand, I take it as, again, he's mocking the person, or like, "Yeah, yeah, I know, I can't even do the simple stuff." Like, because someone is berating him, like, "You can't even do simple things," like that kind of thing. But on the other hand, I'm thinking, like, maybe it wasn't well translated, and maybe it was like the meaning, like that might be what it actually says, but the meaning, I feel like maybe it was like, I can't settle for the easy path. Um, I don't know. If I take it exactly as it's written, though, then saying, "Yeah, I can't even do the easy stuff," I would either lean towards that kind of mocking expression, uh, or maybe it's like I'm focused on doing things that no one else has done or can do, like the hard stuff. So maybe the easy stuff doesn't come as easy to me, because that would support the next line. Like, you'll never see what I see. Like, you'll never see the bigger picture, the things that I want to push for and strive for. So I'm curious if it was a intent thing or a literal thing. Hold on. I said I was gonna back up. If I didn't have lyrics, I would never know what he is saying right here. Yeah, he's not slowing down for you or anyone else. He's gonna keep flying high, baby. Very impressive. Very something I don't want to hear a lot of times, though. And honestly, right before that, I forgot about that scream. I was gonna say this song has grown on me this second playthrough, and I would say that's still accurate, but it's still a song that I'm probably gonna skip when I hear it on the album, unless I'm like really in the mood. Because, as I mentioned earlier, like I have to take screaming with, small doses. So, one listen a week maybe. I don't know. Sorry, now we're just chewing the gum. Got that devil may care attitude there. All right, friends, that was B-Hang from Woodz. Let me know what you guys thought. Not just, of my video, of course, but did you, is this your style? Is this your favorite Woodz song? Is it top five even? Is this just something for you that you're like, oh man, I'm really glad that he was able to try something new again? Uh, I am curious, like, am I in the minority in terms of my tolerance for the screaming? Um, I don't know. I know there's a reason I don't listen to that style of music that often, but I wouldn't have expected it from Woodz. But that's something else from Woodz though, is like you never really know what to expect because the man is so versatile and so talented. He can do so many different styles, and not all rock, obviously, but a lot of what he's done recently is more rock. And there's so many different genres of rock. Like, I don't know them all. I've never been good at, distinguishing like subgenres. I've always just said, like, oh, that was rock. Okay. I mean, I know that's a massive, category, but that's what it was. So, yeah, just curious what you guys thought. And as far as a message goes, let me know what your interpretation of this was, if I was way off or if you agree. But if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications. If you want to get a request done here or on the main reaction channel, you can do that one of two ways. You can either subscribe to the Patreon at the gray tier or above. Shout out to all my friends who've done that. Thank you guys so much for your support. Gray tier and higher get access to all the free content as well as the paid content that's over there, plus your monthly requests. But if all those Patreon benefits don't interest you at all, then there is a link to PayPal in the description of this video and pretty much every video that is on these channels. And there's instructions on how to use it, so feel free to take a look, and I will see you for the next video. Take care, everybody.